This is Kevin Clifford with the August 19, 2026 JASTORM Daily News, PM edition. In music, VMA nominees announced, Artist of the Year and 2 more categories revealed. CBS Mornings unveiled the nominees for the 2024 VMAs, spotlighting the Artist of the Year and 2 additional categories. Find out who's in the running. In sports, heat-hardened practice turns into Brawl, Cowboys vs. Saints. A joint training session between the Dallas Cowboys and New Orleans Saints turned chaotic as multiple fights erupted, leading to several ejections and a tense atmosphere amid the summer grind. In sports, Tatis Jr. stuns Mets with 2 HRs, steals Lindor's Grand Slam. Fernando Tatis Jr. delivered a sensational performance against the Mets, hitting 2 home runs of his own while stealing Francisco Lindor's Grand Slam. The Padres outfielder showcased his power in U.S. news, activists pretending to vote in Minnesota primary face legal risks. A covert video shows activists posing as Minnesota voters during the primary, raising questions about election integrity and potential legal consequences. In sports, Caitlin Clark sparks WNBA TV record, 2.6 million watch. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese drew 2.6 million viewers on ESPN, breaking the cable record for any WNBA game. The Fever Dream matchup set a new benchmark for women's basketball viewership. In finance, debt collectors can call you at work. Know your rights. If a debt collector contacts you while you're at your job, you're not automatically at risk. Learn the rules that protect you from harassment and how to respond if you're called during. In sports, LSU's Peyton Houston blames faith, family for 4.0 GPA and on-field dominance. 4-star LSU recruit Peyton Houston credits his strong faith and supportive family for his stellar 4.0 GPA in quarterback prowess, according to Fox News. In sports, Yahoo Sports partners with SiriusXM for live game streams and new Ultra Perk. Yahoo Sports and SiriusXM team up to offer live game streams and a fresh Ultra Perk, marking day 10 of the 29-day fantasy challenge. Get the details here. In politics, far-left Socialist upsets Florida. What the primaries mean. A far-left Socialist stunning win in Florida's primaries reshapes the political landscape. Key takeaways, implications, and what's next for the state and the nation. In wrestling, Willow Nightingale prepares for all-entitled defense against Mercedes Moné. Willow Nightingale shares her mental strategy and high expectations for defending the AEW Women's World Championship at All In, setting the stage for a showdown with Mercedes Moné. In environment, Pennsylvania's new data center rules, a win for communities and the environment. Josh Shapiro's new data center guardrails in Pennsylvania aim to protect local communities and the environment, echoing anti-pollution advocate Matthew Malik's call for stricter oversight. In finance, paying past limit debt, is it worth the risk? An old collections balance may be beyond the statute of limitations, but paying it can trigger new legal actions, higher costs, and credit surprises. Learn the pros and cons. In U.S. news, heat dome sends 6 states to record high temperatures. A dangerous heat dome has pushed temperatures to record highs across 6 states, sparking emergency alerts and widespread power strain. Find out how the heat wave is unfolding and what residents can. In U.S. news, SEAL beam from 9/11 South Tower embarks on 10,500-mile U.S. tour. A 16,000-pound steel beam from the South Tower of the World Trade Center is traveling across America, stopping at museums, the White House, and Ground Zero. In health, teach kids smart money habits early, experts say. Parents can lay a solid financial foundation for their children by teaching budgeting, saving, and smart spending, simple steps that set kids up for future success. In sports, Kettle Mart hopes to return to Diamondbacks soon. Kettle Mart's agent confirms the star's absence is temporary, thanks fans for their support, and says Mart plans to rejoin the Diamondbacks as soon as he's ready. In travel, Big Bend border wall halted as Texans demand land protection. A Texas rancher and bipartisan lawmakers have pushed back against a planned border wall at Big Bend National Park, leading CBP to pause construction. The debate centers on protecting the parks. In government, DOJ to deploy record 1,000 federal monitors to midterm polling sites. The Department of Justice is sending a record 1,000 federal monitors to polling places nationwide for the upcoming midterm elections, a move aimed at ensuring election integrity and addressing voter. In health, Moderna's melanoma vaccine study sparks stock surge. Moderna shares jump after a landmark melanoma vaccine trial shows promising results, marking a potential breakthrough in skin cancer treatment. In wrestling, Cowboy Saints practice turns into wild brawl with WWE-style moves. During a joint practice in Oxnard, Cowboys and Saints players exchanged punches, threw helmets, and even performed a suplex, leaving coaches stunned and fans shocked. In U.S. news, border seizure reveals stolen exotic reptiles after pillowcase discovered. Federal agents uncover a stash of stolen snakes and lizards in a vehicle seized at the U.S.-Mexico border, triggered by a moving pillowcase found inside. In business, which is better, money market or high-yield savings when Fed raises rates? As the Fed signals higher rates, investors weigh money market funds against high-yield savings accounts. Find out which option could offer better returns and liquidity. In sports, NHL unveils hometown remix sweaters for all 32 teams. The NHL's new hometown remix program partners with Fanatics to launch bold, city-inspired jerseys for every franchise, echoing the MLB City Connect and NBA City Edition. In world news, Army offers 4-day GTA pass to boost re-enlistment. The U.S. Army is giving soldiers a 4-day Grand Theft Auto pass as a re-enlistment incentive for those signing up for 6 years. Learn how the offer works. In sports, Crosstown Classic sparks postseason fever in Chicago. 3 nail-biter games at Wrigley Field set the tone for a Chicago that's primed for October, as Cubs and White Sox both chase playoff spots. In U.S. news, Lindsay Clancy trial wraps early amid unforeseen circumstances. The Massachusetts trial of Lindsay Clancy concluded earlier than expected after testimony ended abruptly, raising questions about the case's next steps. In world news, Kathy Griffin says she's really hurt after missing Kimmel's Rosie O'Donnell week. Comedian Kathy Griffin expressed disappointment after not being invited to appear on Jimmy Kimmel's show during Rosie O'Donnell's hosting stint, saying she felt really hurt. In AI, young adults shift from excitement to concern over AI, Pew survey shows. A new Pew Research poll reveals that 55% of U.S. young adults feel more worried than thrilled about artificial intelligence, marking a sharp change from 2021 attitudes. In entertainment, Jenna Fisher says 70-hour weeks forced her from TV. Former The Office star Jenna Fisher explains how grueling schedules and long hours led her to step away from television, and how the Office Ladies podcast helped her balance work and family.